Welcome back, and we are now in challenge number 6. So again, we're going to take a look at subtracting two numbers and what that looks like in our code. So this time our challenge is subtract two numbers. Those numbers are 17 and 5. Please store both numbers in their own variable and then use the variables to make that subtraction math operation work. And of course, store the value of 17 minus 5 in its own variable and then store the output. So taking a look at the pseudocode and the flowchart structures, let's see what this looks like from that perspective. So we have a pseudocode with beginning and end structures. We have subtract two numbers as a display element. We have three storage elements of num1, num2, and diff, and that's 17, 5, and 0 respectively. And then of course we're using diff equals num1 minus num2. Now I do get the question is why are we creating a variable that has a value of 0? And in many of our coding structures, we want to go ahead and declare our variables initially before the code even begins, even if the value of that variable is zero or has no value whatsoever. We have at least declared it, and that means we could use it within our code. And so we'll talk more about that as the tutorials go on. But at this point, let's just get in the habit of using it that way and then creating our flow chart that uses the same idea. So we are going to create three different variables, even showing in our flow chart. And those, of course, are num1, num2, and diff. And then we're going to perform the action math operation using diff equals num1 and num2. So with that being said, let's go take a look at our code at 17 minus 5, and here it is. So I've added a print statement here, again, looking at just the use of space, and it doesn't add any value specifically to the program. It's just adding space to the output. So I still want the print statement, the display statement to say this program subtracts two numbers. And of course, I've created those three numbers, num1, num2, and diff, and then performing the math operation. And if this works correctly, I should get an answer of 12. So let's see. And I do. I get my answer of 12. And there we have done it. We have successfully done 6 challenges. Let's go on to number 7.